Hey, Cool Skeleton 111 here. How y'all doing? Alright. Hello, Kintron. Welcome in. How you doing? Alright. Today we're getting back into Ace Attorney. And hopefully we'll be finishing up the first section here. Glad to hear it. Alright. We should be able to just do a normal stream today. So, if you're all ready, are you all ready to get into it? Here we go! Oh geez, I gotta set this thing up. There we go. Please be aware there'll be some awkward voice acting. Also, everything sound okay? Not too quiet, not too loud. Just right. Alright. Here we go. Episode 1. 1, 2. April 11th. 12:13 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Of course, of course. We got the young Mia Fey. This is 5 years ago from the present day. Alright.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Paine, please call your witness.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Where did the butterflies come from? Did someone leave in a window? What is the stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
Sure.
I can't believe he actually said that!
Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name?
Hi,
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure to cut them right down to size.
And I will mash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I am a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine!
No, the honor is not mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. What? What is with this game?
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes. I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
Oh my.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, a defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall hot as the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes. We've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay.
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Save. Let me save. I'm gonna press on this one just to get some more info. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim? Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did such a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So, what should I do about her testimony just now? Show contradiction. People's lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them. Shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. Please don't ground me like that. I'm just doing my job.
And now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
It looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Tuggy.
I guess I should press on this one too. You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Tuggy fell to the ground.
And at the same time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
Gotta take a quick look at everything. Wait a minute. You didn't hear anything unusual. Well, what about this? You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice. But I find that just a little odd. Hello, welcome in, Spartan Gamer. Yeah, I don't even know what kind of courtroom this is. It's like most of them are like not even real laws or whatever. Right. How you doing? I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Or this noise as well. Pronunciation.
Well, maybe the noise test wasn't all that memorable. Objection!
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Really? Headphones.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in a testimony after all.
Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. And how did the victim die? Electrocution! Your Honor! There's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning. Correct. Very scary.
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Now's not the time for science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
I must admit, that's the thought of that. That thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We obviously know that something's up with her.
It appears that our friends may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Oh, right! You did it, Mia! I'll be taking that not guilty.
I'm heard that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, you know, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day in that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Paine? Well, what is this evidence?
The affidavit.
And, what's this affidavit from?
The pharmacology student who conducted experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology student. All equipment in the labs lost power from a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment runs at high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time and date listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump could break them.
Well, that doesn't sound very safe for work. Student's testimony added to the court record.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Hey, Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the case of the severed cable?
I'm gonna save here. Your Honor! I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. I mean, there's a whole bunch of fan dubs and stuff. I mean, they do have voice lines like the objections and take that! But they also do have an anime. I think it has like 2 seasons, but it's mainly just the trilogy. I would love to see the Apollo trilogy in an anime. I mean, they do have like anime cutscenes in the games, but it's not the same as like an actual anime, you know? If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. What was it that caused the cable to break?
I... Huh. What should I say? You know, I'm just gonna toss something out there and hope something happens. You're guilty. This is it! This is why the cable snapped. Nope. Okay. We'll try something else. This is why I saved. So we can have all of our health. Okay, I'm just gonna save a little bit closer to the thing. Here we go. You? Nope. We only have so many things. There was actually a whole video about, like, an Ace Attorney-style trial of Mario Sunshine. I forget who made it or where it is, but I believe I saw something like that before. Oh, well, true, but it was underneath the body at the time. And so I don't know if it would be able to, like, fly anywhere. Now, what I'm thinking right now is that it did say that it would take a small bump to just break them. So what I'm thinking is, what happened was Phoenix pushed the other guy into the pole, and then that busted the cable. But since he landed on the umbrella, how did he move all the way over to where he is now? Because let's see. Broken near and look. Well, you know what? I'll try your guys' idea. I'll try the umbrella. But after that, I think I'll try the victim itself. No. Well, that was a good thought, but I don't think that was it. Alright. I'm gonna try the victim this time, because the victim himself knocked into the pole. Okay, well, I guess that didn't work. Well, we only got so many tries here. Like, we only have so many items and people. One of these has got to work. Okay, I'll try this then. There we go! Finally, something! Alright. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes! The prosecution also came to that same conclusion. Totally not stealing that. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Objection! I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Paine.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then how could he have been electrocuted by... Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim!
Order! Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. That offense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any...
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
Oh, brother! This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed. Part 2.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Oh, hold on there a minute. One of these days I'll be able to make y'all some food. I'd like to, do some cooking streams. Maybe sometime in the future. Probably not gonna happen for a few years since I need money to buy ingredients and stuff. But, yeah, eventually I'd like to do that. Alright, anyway.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pool. That's when the cable broke. And Tuggy tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up, crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Tuggy being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
Oh, hold on. How did he push him twice? When there's only a singular hand... I think there's only a singular handprint? Is it not here? No. I could have sworn there was something that said there's only a singular handprint on him. No, I guess it's not here. Probably just gotta press on it and see what happens.
The victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny. But I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Time to save. Constantly save. But, like, not too much. Okay, well, hold on. What does the autopsy report say? A fatal electrical shock. Nyeh. Wasn't there something that said, like, only on the front? The front of his jacket or whatever?
Hold it!
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Paine, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? I feel he wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Okay, so that does not matter. Good to know. It all happened in less than a minute. We're really grasping at straws here, are we? Looks like there's quite a few more minutes happening between there.
Objection!
That's enough, witness!
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Look at this photograph.
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It's stopped at the precise time. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during the interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
This is nonsense! The real murderer!
Objection!
Even if you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who is it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
Maybe. Who knows with this game? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Paine! Is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
That would be Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. It could have only been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How could you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why?
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
How could you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye! Hold it! This is it!
Oh, Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. That's it.
You? What is it?
Please strike everything the defense just said. Now from the record. What the? Are you tapped? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Tolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright! Get back in your seat! Bailiff, grab that man!
Hey, whoa! Leave my dolly alone!
There, that boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh! Mr. Grossberg! You're back!
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found a police report on that incident to you in your newspaper clipping.
Police report added to the court record. Thank you so much! This is exactly what I was hoping for!
You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you became to lose your boyfriend.
Oh my, that is something.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Master Paine, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Fee, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go right ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feedy. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This sounds just too much for poor little me to bear.
Yeah, she's, something.
Well, I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
Not once has he mentioned his hemorrhoids this entire section. Wow. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must! 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
The testimony? About what?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I Met Feeny.
I first met my darling Feedy 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the good days of my youth, you get her.
We gotta be getting close to the end of this thing, right? courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning to become a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case...
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. I mean, yes, like, I suppose it wouldn't be too weird to find a literature student down in a courthouse literature room. I mean, what if she's trying to write, like, a historical piece or something? Or a fictional history, whatever. Speaking words, yes, okay.
Well, young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases you, Your Honor, the answer is simply this.
You were writing a paper? On what?
On the relationship between the modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
I mean, that's a thing, maybe?
That sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten. What I've forgotten.
Was that a haiku? What? Again, with the midlife crisis stuff?
Why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear. So be sure to read it carefully.
Alright, I guess we should read it. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Ingested poison. Okay, no thank you. Man, we got bots everywhere. There we go. No, I don't think she would be studying poisoning. What I think she was there for, actually, was that she was involved with the current court case. Because, like, if we check the police report again... Courthouse... Because this was the thing that happened when she met Phoenix Wright. And why would she be at the courthouse? Because she's a suspect. She's going on trial. Okay, so we should probably present that. Whoops. I think that was the wrong thing. Ah, that's fine. There we go. This is the one I meant to do. Because she also just did say, she was studying history and poetry and how it would relate to the criminal underworld and not poisoning. Alright, anyway. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Okay, smile on your face, Miss Wright.
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Right!
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eyes, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! This is unbelievable!
It's true.
Miss Paine! That's not fair! You can't slander my witness without Why you understand Paine, what not?
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now, I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. There's a fire in my heart. And my buttocks.
And there's the hemorrhoid talk.
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed. My experience or my hemorrhoids.
Oh my god. Ah. The poisoning. Yeah.
I met the liar. I was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when that happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was just lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Oh? Really?
Hey, so that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the offense is just about done of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Paine. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Yeah! What's that? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, you're going with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That's proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing.
Time to save. Just double saving just to make sure. I'll go and check again for you guys. Let's see. Ingested poison. Traces of poison were found in the cup. No poison was found in the vicinity, and it's unclear how it got there. So, nothing about the amount. Hold on, I want to look at something else. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. A small bottle. And who owned it? Dahlia. Why would she be asking for it back? Because, like, she's always saying, give it back now. Yeah, that's kind of fishy. Alright, anyway, we should probably figure out what to do for right now. You wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that, huh? So, what you pharmacology people do again? I mean, he even had his own lab, so, like... I mean, you can make poison out of pretty much anything, but if you want, like, a specific poison, you gotta make it at a lab. Which her ex had. So, I'm gonna try it. And it seems like it worked. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. Oh, yes. In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And, if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit would never have attained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You! No!
Order! Could it be?
That's nothing better!
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct?
How did you know the exact amount? Like, I don't think police would be giving away that information. Well, maybe she learned it in the trial. I don't know.
In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Yes, and that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Right, too. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
And they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere. Did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report.
Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that so small. Excuse me, madam. This is a code of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that. Who said it was for perfume? It just had a small bottle on it.
Find some evidence, or I shall. Or I have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
And I'm gonna save real quick.
Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet, the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder. Then where's the container of poison it was carried in? What happened to it?
Pintron! Come on! Although the judge is kind of striking, if you ask me. You were talking about the judge, right? Alright. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present.
What? That's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So, what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay?
The day that the witness met and fell from Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding this one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No. There's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
Order! Order in the court!
Objection!
What are you doing up here again? On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself!
I won't let you bully her like this!
Mr. Wright! I thought I told you to stay in your seat!
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her!
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
I mean, he definitely is mad. And by that I mean crazy. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Whoa, Mia, you don't gotta crush his dreams like that. Jeez. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. No. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not, madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there's... in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same things to me. Please give it back now. See? Strange girl, asking for a present like that back.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying!
Yet you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you! No! That's a lie!
Mia, are you alright? The defendant is...
Really? Hurry! Mia! Mia! Are you alright?
Yes. I think so.
This boy! He went completely insane! I told you went crazy!
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle! Necklace! Miss Hawthorne's present! It's gone!
What? That's terrible!
I mean, yeah.
But, like, he personally chose to... So, like...
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me!
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved you. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright! This sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright! What did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace and... I hate it. You what? You what?
You hate it?
It was too big to swallow. So I had to chew it in little bits first, but yeah. How did you eat that? It was made of, like, glass and freaking metal? Like, what? This guy needs to go to the hospital and get his stomach pumped immediately.
What is he doing now?
Your Honor! You've got to stop the trial! Mr. Wright! Mr. Wright! Are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle... That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it!
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's cause case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
You know, poisons... So, like, some poisons are slow acting, right? Like, people don't just immediately die from ingesting it. How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No! There must be some kind of mistake! The bottle must not have had any poison left in it! Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency!
It's alright, Rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. That's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my life. Which is why I concede that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss May, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Oh, now that the suspicions surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the...
Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright! What are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day. The day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, there's something you should know. Hey, it's none of your business! I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her.
That girl is a thief!
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Is this true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She's wearing gloves. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor! This is... an offense.
Miss Paine! You'll tell them! Dolly didn't do it! She's innocent! So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Actually, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Paine.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Would you like to say? Yes, I would. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Exactly. Who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Perhaps him. Cold medicine? Exactly. But there was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright!
It's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered!
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could have been.
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were enough.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it! Ah. Yeah, that's probably a pun. Because, like, most of these names are puns. And a lot of wordplay in this series. So, yeah, it is most likely a pun. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
And even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Natalia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No! It can't be! It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are! Yeah, so it was probably concentrated in that lab. But that's also probably why it wasn't as potent to Phoenix.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne!
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniffing little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Hey, old man! Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne! What's happened to you?
Huh. Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge? Absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntarily witness like she's mesmerized. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished!
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already!
I can't let her get away this time!
Stop, Mia! If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer!
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid!
No!
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
That is an interesting idea.
You provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all.
Save. If I mess this up here, my career as a lawyer is over! But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman!
Here's the opinion of the court, and there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Save. Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I am afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer flummoxed to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
He was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Yeah, you might be right, Kintrop. I'll try the medicine. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Okay, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold musician.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. Ooh.
Right.
Remember what the defense said in his testimony? I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the incident. I was eating with Dolly. Just the two of us. she was the one who took this bottle of cold killer eggs. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Squirrel, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Hey, what are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone that she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright! Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of cold killer eggs. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized. I didn't read that in time. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes. She disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold on to it. In that case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some? You really shouldn't be taking any medicine if you don't need it. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
We have Paine. We have Paine.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fairy? That's just fine.
I don't know why I'm doing this voice.
For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have very long memory, you know? You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Okay. I guess we won. Whew. It's finally over.
I refuse to accept this! The fence hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim!
But even so, no witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care! Winston Paine! I don't believe a one word that rookie lawyer has said!
Well then, Mr. Paine, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So, if she is so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. Show how much trust do you really have for this woman. Are you willing to bet your life?
Beautiful hair! No!
And that's how we got bald.
Hey, Mr. Paine. About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor, and final payments for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
Either way, Miss Paine.
Yes, Your Honor?
Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Paine.
This cannot be happening! It's a nightmare!
It appears Mr. Paine has lost his spirits along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly!
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright,
Not guilty! Yeah! Oh my gosh. This guy's gonna have so much trouble.
This court is adjourned.
So much trouble. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
You were wonderful there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
Turn the verdicts, I thought my hair.
Why are you saying this? No! This is not something you just say.
I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like bombs in Vesuvius.
What in the heck is going on? Mr. Grossberg? Do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? Yeah.
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this issue.
Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Well, what kind of company does this guy keep?
Okay, now I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
Well, that's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Is
been 5 years since I was acquitted for all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But me had passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought I would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. And that looks like a good stopping place. Gonna save. And we will continue next time. So let me go ahead and go over to the crypt. Alright. So things are getting interesting. We just finished up the prologue. Alright. My voice is getting extremely worn out, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to find somebody to raid. Who do we have here? Alright, looks like we got 2 people on today. We got Retro Set Joe playing some Hollow Knight, and Spoony Hudson playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Alright, so I will make a poll here, so see who we rate. Do. And starting now. Who are we rating? Vote now. Who are we going to visit? Do. Only a few seconds left. Get your votes in. And it looks like we're heading to Spoony. So let me go ahead and get that set up. And with that being said, thank you guys, and I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye.